Thank you, Mark. For those who don't know me, my name is Matt Fleckenstein. I'm the Chief Product and Technology Officer at Genius Sports. I joined Genius 2.5 years ago, coming over from Disney ESPN. But throughout my career, I've worked on the bleeding edge of technology, helping companies to innovate and lead in times of digital transformation. From using Bayesian algorithms to help hedge fund managers develop new automated trading strategies, to developing LinkedIn's friend and content recommendations, to outfitting the US Army with mixed reality headsets for better training and field performance, I've seen how technology can help shape the way we learn, work, and play. And throughout my time leading product at major companies like Salesforce and Microsoft, I've learned that in times of digital transformation, platforms always win. As you heard from Mark, the sports industry is entering a pivotal period of transformation, ushering in a new wave of technology. But technology is only as good as how we use it. Take fan engagement. It's at a crossroads when chasing the latest shiny object often conflicts with investing in long-term fundamentals. Every month, there's something new. Ref cams, VR headsets, smart jerseys, AR activations. Fascinating, yes, but they raise a critical question. Are we making sport better? The more time spent chasing technological firsts, the less energy invested in the foundations that build sustainable fandom. So the question really becomes, how can technology amplify what fans already love about sports? When technology blends into the background and the game remains center stage, that's when it delivers on its promise to make sport even better. At Genius, we use 3 core principles as a guide. We aim to build fan experiences that are first, immediate. They happen as the action unfolds with no delay and no disruption. Second, they're intelligent. They're accurate, smart, and insightful. And third, they're immersive. They allow us to feel as though we're in the experience, enabling us to evolve from passive viewers to active participants. But this can't be done in isolation. Today's fans aren't engaging in a single experience. They're watching sports on TV or in the stadium while placing bets, checking stats, and watching highlights on social media. To optimize fan engagement and maximize revenue, these experiences must be immediate, intelligent, and immersive, but they also have to be consistent and connected across the entire fan journey. The alternative is an unsustainable cycle of chasing shiny objects, creating a fragmented ecosystem of disconnected point solutions. This is not the path forward. When transformation happens, consolidation follows, and platforms emerge. And we're seeing this play out across sports today. Leading leagues, teams, and media companies are moving away from siloed point solutions and turning to Genius for a single system of intelligence, powered by the richest fan and match data to fuel and connect every interaction across that fan journey. This is how we transition into the future of fan engagement and monetization, making sport even better. Let's take a look.
Nothing beats sport. The rush, the roar, the moment everything changes. But now, with GeniusIQ, sport is evolving. AI sees what the eye can't. Every move mapped. Every event captured in real time. Every fan understood. Data turns milliseconds into mastery. So fans don't just watch, they're in the game. Brands don't just appear, they own the moment. Betting doesn't just stay fixed, it reacts to every play. And players don't just perform, they rise. We're making sport more immersive, more immediate, more intelligent for everyone involved in the game. This isn't just technology, this is the operating system of sport, a single system of intelligence to make sport even better. Genius Sports, powered by GeniusIQ.
You heard Mark talk about GeniusIQ, and you just saw it in the video. But let's dive in a little deeper. GeniusIQ is the data and AI layer of our technology stack. We use computer vision, machine learning, and AI as the underlying singular platform upon which we can build multiple products. One platform, endless solutions. We start by installing a mesh network of iPhones in sports stadiums around the world. Legacy optical tracking relies on a network of clunky, costly cameras and servers, but iPhones enable cameras and compute on a single edge device. This not only saves money, but it lets us run our AI models at the point of capture, on the edge, reducing latency, which is foundational for live sports. So with iPhones permanently installed in venues, GeniusIQ is our way of seeing, understanding, and capturing every action on the pitch, field, or court. As a data and AI layer, it provides 4 foundational capabilities that together are powering the next generation of sports. The first of these is optical tracking. We now capture thousands of surface points per player alongside the movements of the ball, all of which is refreshed hundreds of times per second. The output is what we call mesh data, which produces the next level of tracking data to power innovative apps and experiences that I'll discuss shortly. As has always been the case in Genius, real-time game data is the lifeblood of everything we do, and that data is faster, more granular, more accurate, and more sophisticated than ever before. The second capability is auto-eventing. We're capturing billions of data points across the entire game, which is no easy feat, but simply tracking player and ball movement is not enough. We've also taught machines to understand these data points at the most granular level, translating every moment into the key statistics of the game. The semantic understanding is critical to power modern sports and to automatically translate this rich tracking data into real-time insights. In doing so, we're modernizing the language of sport. It's worth noting that the more granular and sophisticated the data, the more we've been able to teach the machines about the game, making this even more difficult to replace as it continually learns and builds upon itself. The third area is auto-produced video. With iPhones deployed in stadiums across the globe, our proprietary algorithms create a dynamic understanding of which cameras have the best view of the action, optimizing the view with no manual intervention. This results in video angles and viewing experiences that are unlikely to be found anywhere else, paving the way for automated broadcasts of the future. And the fourth area is digital twins. This ability to triangulate cameras focusing on players in the ball enables a live 3D digital twin of the action on the field. These 3D recreations of players in the playing field can be zoomed in on, viewed from any angle, and used to capture and replay the key moments of the match. It's difficult to overstate the importance of this capability and what it means for the future of fan experiences, especially for younger generations who grew up playing 3D games and living in virtual worlds. These digital twins will become the viewing experience which enables innovative advertising inventory that Josh will discuss a bit later. Together, these 4 foundational capabilities become the building blocks upon which an entire ecosystem of apps and experiences are built. I'll pause here quickly to reflect on this. These 4 capabilities are transforming how data is collected and how data is defined. We're not only automating data capture and replacing human statisticians with low-cost, high-powered computer vision systems, but we're capturing a level of data that cannot be replicated without this technology and the rights to deploy it in venue. When coupled with our global distribution network, this builds sustainable shareholder value and unlocks new revenue by monetizing the countless apps and experiences built on a single platform. And already we've built a variety of apps and experiences being used by the biggest leagues, teams, sportsbooks, and media companies in the world. We organize these apps and experiences into 3 groups: Genius Perform, Genius Bet, and Genius Engage. Let's start with Genius Perform. The first application is Performance Studio. GeniusIQ enables us to pair tracking data with AI to automatically index video clips across more than 100 metadata points, creating the most filterable video insights and analytics in the sport. Used across leagues such as the Premier League, the WNBA, and the NBA, our next-generation data insights give coaches and analysts a deeper understanding of player and team performance, all in an easily filterable, customizable interface. For example, recently, when asked about his three-point shooting and how he improved, LeBron James mentioned using this data to improve his form from shooting on the left side of the court. With Performance Studio, teams and analysts have almost endless insights at their fingertips to optimize performance, while sports journalists rely on our insights to add depth and credibility to their content. But let's take it a step further. If I want to see what the player saw, an open lane or a defender in the way, I can surface a full 3D recreation of the moment, captured with our data and reproduced in a digital twin environment. Another application is semi-automated offsides, or SAOT. In this case, we're taking the same digital twin environment and running rules-based engine over the semantic layer to immediately flag an offsides call on the field. Because we have such granular data and a system that understands the game, we're uniquely positioned to make those calls. This is why top leagues, such as the English Premier League, the Belgian Pro League, and CBF, the top Brazilian league, along with others, rely on Genius to make accurate officiating decisions faster. Take a look at how officials use this technology behind the scenes.
Looks like Jacob Murphy's just creeping offside.
It could be tight.
The technology has been introduced to help us as match officials and VARs in speeding up the process, particularly around those really tight offside decisions. Checking the on-field decision of offside. The advantage is, number one is consistency and efficiency in drawing those virtual lines. And secondly is speed. It's quicker on offside decisions, which is a benefit for everybody participating in the game. For the new technology, you can see the lines have already been drawn for us and it's identified the players. So that's already happened before me even having to think about drawing a line, and we're good to go with them straight away. It's important to understand that it is semi-automated offside technology, and therefore, as VARs, we still have a piece of due diligence to do. So the system will set out its recommendations, and those recommendations are very accurate, but we just need to check those. So the kick point, for example, the correct players are identified and involved, and the body parts that's identified are also the correct body parts. I recommend that you award the goal. Player is onside, award the goal.
Moving on to Genius Bet, let's take a look at BetVision, our award-winning interactive betting experience integrated into more than 500 global sports brands. BetVision leverages our full stack of technologies to deliver the first of its kind in-play betting experience. In a single platform, we integrate real-time stats overlays, broadcast augmentation, touch-to-bet functionality. Yes, I can touch on a player and place a bet. Personalized contextual bet suggestions, and now advertising. All integrated into a video stream with latency of just 3 to 5 seconds, making it the fastest stream available anywhere. The end result is an immersive, intelligent, interactive tool to convert traditional fans into high engagement, in-play bettors, which, as Jack will explain shortly, are significantly more profitable for Genius and for our sportsbook partners. For those who haven't already experienced it at home, here's what it looks like. And finally, let's talk about Genius Engage. We're automatically integrating these next-gen data points into the live sports viewing experience. Media companies such as CBS, ESPN, Amazon, Fox, and many others use our broadcast augmentation capabilities to embed next-gen data, such as shot probabilities or shot speeds, into their broadcasts and on-demand streaming. Or what about highlights? We all know that many modern fans look to highlights and other short-form content across social media as their primary way of watching sports. Yet highlights really hasn't changed since the days of black and white TV. That's why we're building a new AI-driven tool called Genius Reels. Soon you'll be able to see the broadcast of your favorite goal being scored and then watch it from the shooter's point of view, as well as see it through the eyes of the defender. All with integrated next-gen stats to transform key plays into smart, story-driven content that captures modern audiences. We're also enabling third parties to come in and leverage our capabilities to build their own experiences. An example of this is the recent 3D highlight series developed for Man City and their sponsor Etihad. Created by our partner TrickShot, it leverages our mesh tracking data and digital twins to bridge the IRL in the virtual worlds, showing a recent goal that extends from the pitch to one of Etihad's travel destinations and back to the pitch again. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Foden plays a long ball out to Savinho. Savinho up against Soufal. Comes in off the inside, goes around Soufal. Savinho whips it in towards Haaland. 2-0. Absolutely brilliant.
Etihad, beyond borders.
As we just saw, our vision is to create a robust ecosystem of first and third-party apps and experiences, all built on top of GeniusIQ, with access to the best data and the smartest insights to engage modern fans across their journey. Let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture, though. At Genius, our tech stack allows leagues and teams to create a single system of intelligence, one that leverages the power of AI and computer vision to capture what's happening on the field, build apps and experiences to engage sport fans, and monetize those fans through advertising natively built for sports. We're focused on enabling the future of sport built around one really simple premise: one platform, endless possibilities. It should be clear now why leagues around the world are investing behind this technology. GeniusIQ is purpose-built for making sport even better. It powers the entire sports ecosystem, enabling a coordinated and cohesive strategy that's not distracted by the shiny objects, but rather focused on delivering the immediate, intelligent, and immersive experiences that fans really want. More GeniusIQ deployments means more data. The data fuels the suite of products you've just seen, and in the future, hundreds of third-party applications that we've yet to imagine. Every one of these generating revenue for Genius, feeding and accelerating our flywheel. This isn't product vision. This is product reality. We're building our competitive advantages, having deployed GeniusIQ in more than 300 venues in nearly 60 countries around the world, with 400 more planned and in progress. So when you see press announcements including the distribution of GeniusIQ, you should now have a greater appreciation for why it's so strategically important and how each installation lays the foundation to support endless revenue opportunities and long-term relationships with our partners. In the next few sections, you'll hear exactly how we're generating revenue through each of these applications. For example, you'll hear from Josh later today about the Genius Sports Media Network, combining real-time game data, audience intelligence, and innovative inventory, all powered by GeniusIQ. This is just one important example of how the GeniusIQ stack is fueling new monetization engines in media and advertising, one of the most exciting opportunities for our business. We aren't just expanding our revenue streams, we're planting our technological roots even deeper into the sports ecosystem in partnership with top leagues around the world. Every league and federation across the globe, no matter how big or small, is increasingly focused on maximizing revenue opportunities in a world of rapidly evolving technology. Even the NFL, the most forward-looking and commercially minded league in the world, must think about the modern fan and what the future of sports content looks like. And to discuss that, I'm pleased to introduce our next segment of our presentation, where we'll welcome the NFL Commissioner himself, Roger Goodell, alongside our very own Mark Locke and Steve Bornstein.